Hello guys and welcome back. So today's episode is going to be about GregTech, and before you think, okay, I hate GregTech, and move on, try to figure out why you hate GregTech. I've never really been a hater of GregTech, but in the beginning I disliked it a lot, mostly because it made some recipes harder. But you can set that in the config if you most of the recipes, and I do believe, or I feel that most of the harder recipes are, well, too hard to make sense to me. But it adds a lot of cool things, and if we try to look away from it makes some recipes harder, let's look at the new cool things it adds instead, and you might start to like it. So we're going to need a lot of refined iron, and I actually have some more set over, and I've already used some. I've made machine blocks and copper cables. The first thing we're going to make is not a GregTech thing, however. I forgot to do something first, because I used up almost all my rubber. So I'm going to make... Why doesn't this work? Has GregTech changed this recipe as well? Maybe. Oh, I just can't. There it is. Okay, GregTech has changed this recipe, so we need steel. Okay, luckily we have some steel left over. So that's one of the things GregTech has changed, apparently. Is it like this? It was not. Did I... Okay, you... However, I don't need this in the recipe anymore, for some reason. So I'm going to go get some more rubber, and then I'll be back. Oh yeah, I haven't gotten rubber yet, but I just want to show you. As you can see, it doesn't have any power. But as I told you last time, this works like a lab pack as well, so the minute I click here, it gets a lot of power. And now, instead of using the power of the treat tab, it's taking the power from my jetpack, which does hold a lot of power. You cannot turn this off, so if you don't want that to happen, take off your jetpack. This is also how it will function if you're carrying a mining laser or something like that, a mining drill, the chainsaw, whatever. Everything will use power from your advanced jetpack. So yeah, I think this will be enough to just, especially since we do have a lot of cables. So I will make some what are they called? Circuits, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've made some more circuits, and the first thing we're going to make is called an industrial centrifuge. And I know some of you out there thinking that's the recipe for an extractor, and that is true. But we need one to make this. It looks very complicated, but that's because GregTech makes you able to use stuff from other mods as well. So basically we are going to need some advanced circuits. We're going to need 2 of those. Let's just make a few more, because I think we're going to need them. And we needed some advanced machine blocks, 2 of those. So let's see if we have the materials for that. We do have exactly enough, so I think I'll have to make a bit more later. So. And we did have some machine blocks. So we don't need that. The extractor in the middle, advanced machine blocks on either side, advanced circuits, and refined iron in the corners, I believe it was. Yes. And we get industrial centrifuge. This is our very first GregTech machine. So let's put it here, where it should receive power. And this is how it looks inside. So let's try to use it. I think we can put glowstone in it. There we go. And nothing is happening because we need an empty cell. That's right. And the recipe for an empty cell is just tin. Good, that's easy. Tin, tin, tin. So let's just make a stack. So it will take time. You can see we lost an empty cell, we lost some glowstone dust, and slowly but surely it should start working. You can see it's spinning out here, which is kind of cool. And after some time we should get some outputs in these slots here. So let's come back to that at a later point. The next thing we're going to need is an electrolyzer. And an industrial one of those as well. You can see stuff is blinking out here. I can't even say that. But lots of different stuff, but it all boils down to you can use an advanced circuit. You also need another extractor, an electrolyzer, and a magnetizer. So I think we have one more here. Don't have quite enough wooden planks here. So basically, all that ore that GregTech adds, you need to refine it in some way, and the electrolyzer and this industrial centrifuge is exactly what you need to do that. And machine block and circuit. Extractor. Then we needed a magnetizer, and for that we need some iron fences. 12 if it's more than we need, and like this and this, I believe. Oops. Yeah, magnetizer. And the last thing we needed was an electrolyzer. Okay, we have all the materials for that. Was it like this? I think it was. And then we needed a couple of empty cells. I'm not going to make new ones, I'm just going to collect a couple down here. You can see the progress bar has started to move, so it takes a lot of time. But we should get a few cool things out of that. Electrolyzer, magnetizer, extractor, advanced circuit, and I think it was refined iron in the corners. Yeah. Industrial electrolyzer, and that runs off a massive amount of power. Well, I say massive. It requires, as you can see, 128 UE, and that's what this MFE outputs. But if you have anything else connected to the MFE, as far as I can tell, it just won't get enough power. Just had to check up on our steam engine, steam boiler. I wonder if we can put it directly to this one. Well, if it explodes, I'll get annoyed, so I won't. But where is our wire from that one? Cannot remember where exactly we connected. So this is connected to the MFE. So let's just for fun and giggles try to connect it. I will do a proper connection at some other point, but there we go. And for some reason it's receiving cobblestone. That's definitely not the plan. But this is what it looks like inside. You put something in here, it will make something up here. And I will just move it. I don't know if you need a wrench, to be honest, so I'm playing it safe. And we will put all of this back in here. Good. So let's move it a tiny bit. So this is what it looks like. Let's grab a few more empty cells over here, because you need those here as well. And then, to be honest, I cannot remember what goes in the electrolyzer and what goes in the centrifuge, but let's take a look. I think cinnabar goes into... oh, I pressed how to make this. I want to know how to use it. So this goes into the electrolyzer, and you can see it makes sulfur dust and mercury cells. So let's try to put that inside it. And it starts working, and this works a bit faster. So we are producing enough power. Ah, there you go. Insufficient energy. So that's because it's sending energy onwards. Let's see if we just cut it off right here. Still insufficient energy. So as you can see, it more or less needs its own MFE to be running properly. So I will go make another MFE, and that shouldn't be too hard. I think we have everything lying around. Yeah. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about our ME network. We will upgrade it. Currently we are cooking up more chipsets. So yeah. So in the end we will be able to upgrade our storage. But I wanted to focus a bit on something else, and that's what we're doing. Pick up the redstone. Thank you. Let's also grab some more wires. Or cables. So let's see. Where can we put this? So most of this is going to be moved at some point, because this is just not enough room. But I want to put it... Can I put it here? Will it receive power? It will. So this is definitely a temporary setup. This is just to see if we get enough power now. Is this the wrong side of the box I'm trying to connect to? And I have trouble getting back there. And how do we solve that? Okay, I am caging myself in here. I will just solve this problem and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so as you can see I have just moved it on its own because these four are pulling a lot of power. So currently it's the only thing receiving power from this MFE, and as you can see it's turning cinnabar into sulfur and mercury cells. Quite cool. So this is how that works. What can we use sulfur for? Well, we can make torches. And lots of other cool stuff. So let's see what we're going to use these things for. So this we can make more sulfur and zinc. That's cool, we can get zinc out of this. And pyrrhotite. We can make iron, cool, and sulfur. We're going to get a lot of sulfur, I can already tell. And doesn't seem to be needing the centrifuge yet. We're going to get titanium, aluminium, hydrogen, and compressed air. So this is something really cool. And why don't we have any more of it? Galleon dust, I think we need to put that in a no, we can put it in here. Cool. More sulfur. We can also put it in an industrial furnace and get silver and lead. I don't know which is most useful. And thorium dust with an empty cell in an automatic canning machine gives us thorium cells, which I believe we can use in a nuclear reactor. So I bet I put a lot of this in here. Yeah, that's right, all ended up. So this is one of the first things we're going to use. So I will take this out, put this in. And then we don't have enough cells. So you might be wondering why I made the centrifuge already, since none of the things I've shown you this far needs it. Well, one of the next things I want to show you how to make is the mining laser. And when you have GregTech installed, you need some to centrifuge 1.5 stack of glowstone dust before you can make an mining laser. We are heating up here, burning through stuff fast. So let's take a look at what we can use mercury cells for. I haven't yet figured that one out. We can make single-use batteries, which I see no uses for. Luminators, I think they can be used for some cool stuff. To make an hologram emitter, light helmet, and that's it. That's really not worth it. Then we can get empty cells. We can get quicksilver, cool, if we need a lot of that. We can also put it in an industrial grinder with netherrack and get netherrack dust and gold nuggets. Not really the best of things. This is more like it. So basically, it's a good use to get other resources. 3 gold dust from 1 gold ore, plus a tiny pile of copper and nickel. This is a good use for it, I think. Yeah, so the sulfur dust, let's see. I told you we could make torches. I believe they burn a bit brighter than normal torches, not much, but a tiny bit. And they drop sulfur goop. And sulfur goop is basically just a red dye. But on occasion a sulfur goop will drop from these. We can also make it to make sulfuric acid with water bottle and coal. We can make gunpowder. More gunpowder. Tiny pile of sulfur. Make fertilizer. Or actually we can turn fertilizer into more fertilizer. And I think we've been through it all now. Okay, we can also make sulfur cells. I have no idea what that's used for. Again, fertilizer. Sodium sulfide cell. And I'm starting to think that's the main use for it. That's not worth it. Okay, so I would say the best use for these is torches. Both because they look cool, and more importantly, you can upgrade them. So let's just try to make some. Sulfur torch. I believe this is actually added by SciCraft and not GregTech. But I think they look really cool with that blue shine. And if you take aluminium, and it needs to be this type of aluminium, I believe you can turn it into aluminium torches. Yeah. So let's try to do that. And yeah, they look cool too. I don't actually know if they shine brighter, and I'm pretty sure they stop dropping that goop, so I don't know if it's worth it or not, but now you know how to do it. So I just need to check how long this episode has been running so far. 2 seconds. Okay, so I can see we have plenty of time left, so I want to show you how to make this industrial blast furnace. I don't think I can finish it this episode, because you need something else except other than this block to make it work, but I will make this block and then maybe next episode we'll set it up. So induction furnaces we need, which is copper around an electric furnace and an advanced machine block. We also need these copper nickel heating coils, which needs nickel and copper. Obviously, we need advanced machine block maybe? Yeah. And some normal circuits. So we can do that. So let's make this heating coil first. We need 2 of those, because it's going to make us 3 each time. And wasn't that the recipe? Nickel, copper, nickel, copper. Why doesn't this work then? Could I be using the wrong copper? Maybe this doesn't. No. Do I have the wrong nickel? No. And why won't it work? Oh, a rolling machine. You need to read everything. So currently our rolling machine is making more mixed metal ingots, because I was realizing we were running out of advanced alloys, which we needed. This is not done yet. As you can see, it's going to take a long time with that glowstone. So let's see if this is done. It is. So we need nickel and copper. And there we go. And I think what I will do here is dig another floor down, which will be industrial craft / GregTech lab. So some of these things will be moved down there, and this will as well. Because some of these machines need a lot of room, including the blast furnace we are making now. It's because they are multi-blocks. So we needed that a couple of advanced machine blocks, and we have run out of machine blocks. So I'm betting I'm going to need more at some point. So that can be caused by our flux. I don't know, maybe. So I'm going to need 3 of those, as far as I could tell. Hope I'm right. Why won't you go down? So, advanced machine block, electric furnace, copper. That's easy. So I need some iron. 2 of those. And I believe it's like this, if I remember right. Yes, it is. Advanced machine blocks and copper. Then advanced machine blocks in the middle, those there, these around, and then it was normal circuits, wasn't it? So we are missing 1 circuit. I cannot do that at this point. So let's make a circuit fast. I thought I had made enough circuits, but apparently I didn't. And then we get the industrial blast furnace, and I'll just plunk it down here. See, this is what it looks like. And you can see the button on the front is red. That means it doesn't work. Well, one of the reasons it doesn't work is it doesn't have any power. But let's click on it. And it says incomplete machine casing. And on the left here you can see it's actually nice enough to tell you how to make it. So the green dot over here, that's the blast furnace. And the gray dots, that's machine casings, and the red dots is lava. So you need to have a level of 9 machine casings, then you need 8 machine casings with lava in the middle, 8 machine casings with lava in the middle, and on top of that 9 machine blocks, machine casings. So this takes up a lot of room, and it's a 3x4 structure with this sticking out, which is kind of cool. So how do you make machine casings? Well, there's 3 different types. There's standard machine casings, reinforced machine casings, and advanced machine casings. And that's machine blocks. So the standard machine casing is machine frame, machine block, something like that. A normal circuit and refined iron or aluminium. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the reinforced one. Some machines need you to use specific machine casings for specific tasks, but the industrial blast furnace needs you to make any of the 3. And I don't even think you need to make the entire structure out of the same type. But it can heat up higher the more of the higher tier machine casings you're using. And some material needs very high heat to be able to melt it, so we'll skip straight to the reinforced ones. So that requires steel, advanced advanced circuits, and advanced machine blocks. So we are going to make a lot of those, because this will make us 4 machine casings, and we need it quite a lot, as you can see. So we'll be getting into that in the next episode. And between episodes I will dig out another level using my filler, and I will probably also make another MFE, maybe 2, because we're going to need it. This is still only running on 50%, which is nice. And this has stopped working. Mostly because it's run out of materials. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look into GregTech. I have enjoyed showing you it anyway, and we will probably be looking more into GregTech in the next episode. As I said, I will dig out another level and move down the machines. We will finish the industrial blast furnace next episode, and then I think we're going to need a lot of steel in the future, because I also want to add another steam turbine. And now it's running on 100%, just because I turned this one on. So I want to make another steam turbine. I might also make a few steam engines, because currently, even though this isn't full and we have run out of material, so I need to do something fast. Currently it looks like it's just producing enough heat to stay in one type, so let's just grab a few stacks of coal. And I have burned up a lot of coal heating this one up. And it takes, because I've made such a big steam boiler, it will take a lot of time to heat it up. But once it's heated up, you won't use as much material. I've said that a few times already. But that's the basic gists of it. And why isn't it receiving coal? Oh well, it is. And we are producing much more steam than we are using. So it's a bit overkill at this point to have such a big steam boiler. That's why I want to add another turbine. Especially since most of GregTech's machine uses a lot of power. That's also why I want to add another MFE, because, well, this one needs its own. I believe the industrial blast furnace runs off 128 as well. So I'll at least make one more MFE. And yeah. So I think that's how I will do it. Downstairs. And then I will probably add some commercial steam engines to make even more power for Buildcraft. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please leave a like and consider maybe subscribing. And I'll see you next time. And until then, take care of yourselves.